LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the StarSeries I-League Season 4. We're going into what will be our final best of 3 of today on the second stream. And I think, in all honesty, this is going to be the best game of the day. It should be the best game of the day. We've got Virtus.pro coming back with, obviously, a new player in the roster, which, for many teams, that's not a big deal. For Virtus.pro, that's a massive deal. Like, that's the longest standing roster, I think maybe ever, that has then changed a player because things aren't working out. And Mihu, he was all, I think for years, or at least over a year, he's been the one that everybody's going, well, if they were going to bring someone in, he'd be the one. And it just never seemed to happen. And finally, Virtus.pro have made that change. They're coming up against mousesports, a team full of changes. It always makes changes. It hasn't for a little while, but at the time, they've sort of been mixing players up, and they've finally found a roster that they've stuck with for a bit. And I'm really looking forward to this matchup. I'm looking forward to see what Virtus.pro turns up and whether or not mousesports can just obliterate them. Because in terms of like online results, which with Virtus.pro don't normally mean too much, but with what we've seen, it's not been great.
Yeah, I mean, they played a little bit online, and as you say,
two matches, I think.
Yeah, 2 games. They won versus, I think it was Namiga and Red Reserve, which, you know, aren't the best of teams. And I think for VP, they're hoping to do more than that here. And this is a good test for them.
Yeah, either way, we do have a quick video interview with Virtus.pro.
Hello everybody, right now I am about to have a quick chat with none other than Philip Neo from VP. Great to see you, my friend.
Hey there.
So firstly, how is it to be here in Kiev, Ukraine?
It's always been great. We've been coming here since like 5 years at least, so it's a great place to visit, and we're happy to be here.
Fantastic. It's great to have you here. Let's get into the topic that is on everybody's minds and so many questions around it. VP have finally had a roster change. Taz has now been put on the bench, and you've got Mihu. How did it come about? How is the team doing now?
I guess that's been longer process than it was like officially announced. It's been great. Mishu is a great player. We've played with him back in the day, so it's been going well so far. We haven't had so much time to practice, but this tournament takes like 10 days or more. We're gonna get there, I hope, and yeah, we just need some last, you know, I don't know.
Ironing out the creases, the final little touches, pieces to the puzzle. It'd be great to have a longer chat with Neo about everything to do with Taz and VP right now, but we don't have the time for it in this interview. However, we can finish with talking about your matchup that you're about to play against mousesports.
These guys are great. Recently, they've improved so much. I think they're like top team right now, and that's gonna be a difficult game for sure. But I know we're capable of winning everyone. I've always believed so. We'll see today.
All right. Well, Philip, best of luck. I'm sure you've got many fans going wild out there ready to see you play. Would you like to say anything to them?
Wish us luck. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much from Parla and, of course, Neo. And it's weird not seeing Taz in that lineup, isn't it? It's really, really weird.
It was the end of an era, Tom. But, yeah, we've got Mihu here. For ages, he was the kind of guy right at the cutting edge of Polish CS. He was there, and arguably he kind of was in this awkward spot where he was as high as he could possibly get, you know, unless VP picked him up. And Taz was the man who was cut, and now Mihu's been brought in. I'm excited to see how he does, though, on LAN, Tom. This is, of course, VP's first match with this lineup on a LAN. And as we can see, actually, in the background, I don't know if that's confirmed, but it looks like the first map's going to be Mirage, which is pretty hype.
Yeah, it could be interesting, because, well, if it is, I don't even want to really speculate. That might have just been there from before.
Like
but
a placeholder.
It's sort of like, I wouldn't be overly surprised. Like in one of the matches they did actually play online, and that was one of the maps that came up. The only thing I would say is just playing it against mousesports. That's not where I'd want to start, I'll be honest, especially if you had a sort of closer game. The only thing I am sort of questioning is where do you go versus mousesports? Because the fact is they're pretty happy to play nigh on every map, like at least to like a puggy standard, and they've got such a good like aggressive team, individually talented, that they can sort of do that to an extent. Now, one of the maps they don't play too often, you could say like Cash or something like that, but at the same time, VP, unless like Pasha, there was like a sort of period where Pasha was playing really well and then Cash worked for them. Other than that, we've had loads of upsets from VP in the past on Cash, so I don't know if I want to go there. One of their sort of signature maps was Nuke, which not many other teams would be willing to play, but mousesports are, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Nuke come up. The only thing is then again, Taz was actually very good at sort of holding that in at A site, so now that he's missing, is Mihu just going to fill in? Have they had the time to sort of practice everything on a map like that? So that's the thing that's very difficult for me in Virtus.pro is what is going to be their new map pool? Are they changing their map pool? Are they going to bring new maps in? Because in the past, at least, they were pretty good at playing the majority, if not like all of the maps. They were very, very good at like having a deep map pool. And yeah, that's where things get a little bit interesting. Obviously, we've seen from Virtus.pro. Now we get to see from mousesports.
Hello, everybody. I'm here with Chris J from mousesports. You are about to play Virtus.pro, my friend. How are you doing, and how are you feeling about that matchup?
I'm doing good. I think the whole team is doing well. We had some disappointment in the last 2 weeks by not qualifying to Katowice, but our EPL matches have been going really well, and everybody's like hyped to play at this tournament. So yeah, we're ready.
Well, if we go back a bit before then, you did make it into the Legends status at the E-League Major, so you still feeling good about that at least?
Yeah, obviously we're happy we made it to Legend status. I mean, it's something that Mouse really needed for a long time. I personally needed that as well. On the other hand, I mean, we didn't get that far in the tournament. Before in tournaments, we reached finals, right? So in that way, we hoped for more. But it's a result we can really like work from. So we are happy we reached it, but we're not satisfied.
As such a long-standing member of Mouse, every new tournament you get to, do you still have the fire and passion to kind of like fly the flag?
I mean, I must say the nerves from like way back there, they kind of died down. But I'm still really happy to play for Mouse. I'm excited to play in these big tournaments. I mean, obviously the scene grew a lot compared to a few years ago, so there's like more prestige to be won. So yeah, I'm still really happy to be playing.
And you are about to play none other than one of the most popular teams in the world, Virtus.pro. What do you think about those guys and your chances against them in a best of 3?
I mean, VP obviously had like a big slump, which led them to a lineup change. I think for them it was like inevitable. They had to change something. But I think that one player change cannot really fix the team that much. They were in such a bad shape, all of them, it seemed, that I think we still should be way ahead of them. So if we manage to play our own game, if we are all in the game with our heads together, then we should be the better team.
Okay, so you're saying, if anything, the addition of Mihu right now might potentially work in your favour?
I'm not sure if it would work really in our favour. I mean, he's a more skilled player than Taz. I mean, I don't think there's any denying that. I hope Taz doesn't hear this. But their team is not suddenly going to be world class again, I think. They might try to prove me wrong. Obviously, they're going to try that. But I think we're going to be ahead of them.
All right, fighting words from Chris J. Best of luck against VP.
Thank you.
Yeah, again, thank you, Parla, and of course Chris J. And I do somewhat agree with the sentiment. I've always found that a lot of teams changing one player, the difference doesn't really seem to be that much a lot of the time. The one thing I will say though is it can give at least an injection of drive. Like I think that's the one thing Mihu's definitely going to add. He still is definitely going to have that drive to win. Like he's not been at the sort of top echelons of Counter-Strike. He's not really like pushed forward and won tournaments like all the other guys have. So what I'm hoping is that he's going to have gone into this team and just basically said, like, look, like, I want to win. I want to bring this forward. I'm going to fight to try and bring us back to being one of the best teams in the world. I think Neo has always had the same sort of drive to constantly play and win as well. So I'm hoping that this will have just picked them up a bit and at least maybe have that honeymoon period where we could see a really exciting Virtus.pro at this tournament. However, as said, I do agree with what Chris J has said, that a lot of the time one player change will not be enough to bring a team from where Virtus.pro fell to where they were, say, a year or so ago.
Yeah, the thing I like about that interview there was some fighting words from the man himself, Chris J. He obviously, doesn't think that this VP is anything to worry about.
Not the only one.
So coming into this, he's feeling fairly good, right? And I like that. There was some real fight in those words. Tom, he really thinks that this is one they can just walk over, and that's interesting because a lot of this is kind of decided based on how you go into it. If you're feeling confident, it can be like a bit of a double-edged sword, right? If they do get off to a good start, then that's really bad news for VP because then you've got an already confident Mouse just being unleashed in the server. But if they get, it kind of stuck to them when they get in, I think this is going to be really interesting because suddenly they've gone into this matchup thinking that they're going to win, and then VP start throwing out some unexpected results.
Well, yeah, if VP catch them off guard and do come in all guns blazing, then sure, there's definitely the chance. I think, as you were saying, like Chris J sounding confident. I bumped into Rops earlier in the day. He was definitely sounding confident.
Yeah.
He said to me, he was like, oh yeah, no, the commentary's probably going to be quite one-sided. So he clearly thinks that mousesports are going to go into this and win. I'm
really
liking
like
it.
how confident these mousesports guys are. They're a team that's, you kind of said, they've gone through quite a few changes, and they formed into a very good squad. It kind of went from being like mousesports, haha, look at this team that Nico has to just lug around. These 4 guys that never seem like, there was a time where mousesports were good, then they really dipped off, and that was like the Nico carry era. And then, he parted over to FaZe, and now we see it in its current iteration. They've gone through quite a few swaps since then, but now I think it's really good. You still kind of have Chris J for some of that vintage look. Oscar's there as well, and he's of course, still putting up serious numbers. Then you've got Rops, the Estonian wonder child, who's been brought in, and he's been putting in some serious work. And then the 2, I guess you'd say, latest additions in the form of Sunny and Sticko, and they're I mean, Sunny, I think was such a good pickup for this team. Like he is fantastic.
Yeah, I think it is also worth noting that that's one of the times where we've seen sort of a star of a team leave and both teams improve rapidly.
It was so good for CS, right? Like, everyone was like, oh, mousesports, who are these 4 like, what are they even going to do?
Yeah, what are they going to do without Nico? And
then they did infinitely better. Then Nico goes ahead, joins FaZe. FaZe get infinitely better. And it was just a win-win all round.
Do we get Nuke at the end? No, we don't. was actually banned out by Virtus.pro, so maybe it has, times have changed. Mirage is going to be in there. It's actually going to be the last map in the pool. And yeah, this is going to be interesting because, as said, from what we've seen so far, Virtus.pro, I don't believe they've played either of these maps. Oh, they have played Cobble. They destroyed Namiga, but that's not really saying much.
The one thing that scares me is I feel like VP have to improve, and they must be feeling that pressure because now they've changed the man. And we see this with any like long-standing roster is when they make like you get bad results, you have that refusal period of like, no, this team will work. We've been together, and then like if it doesn't pick up, normally the first thing they do is they like cut one player and they like expect the results to be massive, and then they don't. But then like they're already kind of in the mindset of like, oh well, we've cut one. You know, like what's like one more to go down from the roster, or you know, you keep changing that one.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't want to happen.
The NIP squad famously did that, right? They dropped for Flaren. And then they have, I think it's Makalele join for a bit. They also have Arlu. They just keep trying to find someone that worked. And then, you know, now, I mean, we barely even have any of that original roster left. I mean, Exist stepping down, you know, recently.
It's just sort of the two
it
stars.
Is just, yeah, Get Right and Forest.
Yeah, the two most famous, I would say, left in the roster. And I'm actually really excited to see that NIP roster come out of the works because I think Dennis... whoever's team he was added into was going to be a great addition. I think there were so many people.
I just think for VP, if they don't improve, this is where things get, because it's like either outcome I think is just as bad. Like if Mihu's doing like all right, but then they're like the problem's Mihu. Like he hasn't fixed it like we thought he would. See ya, you know, we're going to bring in like Manice or something like that, like one of these other up and coming Polish talents.
Well, the thing
and they just keep sorting through them, and that's not good. But then at the same time, if it's like, oh, you know, we're not improving, we'll just get rid of. I know. Pick anyone that's left. It's just heartbreaking.
I just don't want them to destroy AGO. I'm really excited by that side.
Pick that team apart as well.
I liked that they're just as when we were sort of in this Polish shuffle position where AGO, every single player just signed a new contract that clearly would have upped their buyout to something ludicrous. So I'm quite happy about that because that team's sticking together. They've looked good. Even in Pro League, they've looked strong. So I'm hoping that they may even become. Actually, I think they already are the best team in Poland at the moment. So,
like the thing is with AGO is it's like, and with all the Polish teams, there seems to be like a good amount of like camaraderie between them. Like when you look at it, you know, they don't like swapping around all that much. They kind of go in their teams, they work to improve, and then we've seen like this one shuffle happen.
Except Kingwin. Kingwin's sort of the exception where they would just change players. Their team at the moment is really weird. Like with two Portuguese players in there as well, and supposedly
I don't even know what's happened.
Supposedly they didn't like the players didn't even want that. Like the Polish guys didn't want that. But it's obviously a little bit different. It's not really worked too well. I think I casted them losing massively to Noreg, the Norwegian side.
I think with Kingwin, you only ever cast them losing massively. You know, like it's weird because they have players in there that actually are good, and like you know, there was the original iteration of that squad. Now is kind of split between a lot of the decent Polish squads anyway, like you know,
the original one had like Scream in it.
That's true. No, yeah, I mean the original Polish side of it, Tom.
Yeah,
keeping it topical. But yeah, no, we're about to be getting into this. The first map's going to be Cobble, and I love Cobblestone. I know some of the pro players were calling for this map to get removed, but I think it's so good, Tom. I think it's so much fun to watch two teams that are good on Cobble. I'm convinced it just gives such a good matchup. But yeah, we're about to be getting into this. I think the knife round about to be underway, as we can see on our screen. So I imagine we're going to be swapping into that. And
I'm just wondering who's actually going to play Nuke at this tournament, unless one of these teams is playing it against somebody else. These are like there's not many teams who actually want to play Nuke.
Yeah, and
these were the two I was like, yeah, surely we'll get a Nuke, and neither of them chose it.
That's why I think so many people want it to be removed. Not even for the fact of like whether it's a good map. It's just like no one wants to play it.
Yeah,
and it just sits there. And it's just like we have to ban Nuke because that is just like the meta.
The game has become who will not ban Nuke. Like it's a game of chicken where both teams could end up losing just by Nuke being left in at the end if they don't manage to do it. So, but we saw that in our game earlier where it was obvious that neither G2 or Renegades wanted to play Nuke. So G2 played the game of chicken by banning Train.
I mean, who does want to play Nuke? Like, let's be real. Like, I mean, I think like even with so they made those changes.
Maybe like Heroic or something like that.
They've made these changes now, and like. There's not been a lot of time to get used to the changes that are coming. Like whenever a change happens to any map, you know, teams kind of avert away from it for a while, and like you've decreased the interest even more in Nuke now, because it's like, oh, anything you did know that's changed. And arguably now it's even more CT-sided again. I don't know, Tom. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
To be fair, you say it's more. I've not seen
enough
data to actually know. Like maybe me playing it will be quite CT-sided, but that doesn't really mean anything, even to me.
How about to me who? I'm excited to see if VP do keep this in their map pool, or if times truly have changed. If the the departure of Taz means that even the map pool gets shaken up. I mean, that is like a core, like a change down to the very core of VP. It was like the one map you still didn't want to face them on was Nuke, and the option was there for it to come up. Admittedly, Mao's they're a team that can play Nuke as well, so maybe was why VP decided to. But like, when you looked at it, it was like they try and get Nuke versus any team. Like, it doesn't matter. You could be playing versus like SK. I mean, well, actually, SK is a terrible example. They don't play it, but even teams that play Nuke okay and like that are like world class, they would happily play it on. But I don't know. Interesting decision. Let's see if it comes up from VP throughout the any other matchups in this tournament.
I think the big thing with that map was a map, even with Taz not performing, he was still very, very good at holding on that A site. And I think that might be a part of it, that even though they were still pretty good at that map, even when everything was going wrong, it's not going to be easy to just slot Mihu into such an important role in that map and without really testing it out. And this is a tournament where you have, 2 best of 3s and you're through, 2 best of 3s and you're out. Okay, G2 said, yeah, we're going to test some stuff here. But their testing stuff was, we're just going to play some sort of more loose maps and loose style and be very aggressive. That's not what, it's not sort of like, we're going to try a map out. Like, that's not what G2 were doing at all. They're happy to play both the maps, so they ended up winning.
The other thing that I love about Mihu joining is, I don't know if you noticed, but it's a lot harder, not harder to pronounce, but it's not as easy to read as Taz. And I like that for...
No name is easy to read as Taz.
Yeah, but because I've heard people cast Mihu before and call him Mitcha.
Mitcha?
Which I guess if you read it, what's this? What's going on? Hang on a minute.
I've not seen this before.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Hang on a second. I'm engaged in this. This is...
We got Strike on the screen.
Oh. Okay, so you put the bad skins in. Oh, that's great.
That's well edited.
Not
here we
just
go.
Skins, but future.
But future. And success.
What's the service? Any CS money.
Okay. I quite like that. I like the cheesy tagline and the weird conveyor belt thing. Thank you, Strike, for putting it in and finding out a knife.
Yeah. No, I like that. That got me involved.
It caught me off guard. I didn't know it was coming.
But just wait. I think this should be underway momentarily. Of course, we've been speaking about it non-stop, Tom. But this is the first time this iteration of the VP roster is going to be playing on LAN. That is absolutely massive. It's about to kick off. VP versus mousesports on cobblestone. And I frankly cannot wait.
This is their second home as well. Like they're loved in Poland, but they are loved for sure in Ukraine. We actually saw it at the hotel, one of the staff at the hotel taking a picture with Pasha. They really are loved here. They're going to want to get to the stage where the crowd are in this very building. And either way, we are into our pistol round. Rops will have a couple of flashbangs, a lot of utility for Virtus.pro. Nade's going to be thrown out as they do edge their way over towards the B site early on. They've got a Molotov as well, and still a smoke and a flash. We actually got the silencer taken off the pistol. That's the new pistol as well. Very pretty. Either way, we've got the split coming in on towards this B site. Out towards Drop. Mihu, there he is, straight on the board. Finding the first and actually getting a couple for himself. It's going to be trades back. Oscar and Sunny to try and retake. The bomb will be going onto the site, but they're very close by. It needs to be defended. Shots will be fired away. Oscar trying to catch the man, planting the bomb, but Bialy finds the kill and leaves it all onto Sunny.
Yeah, 1 versus 2 going to start to emerge from Rock. Bialy gets the information. They know where he is. Sunny has the kit. He has time to work with. He's going to start to wrap around. Bialy spotted him, though. The crossfire going to come in, and Sunny, time working against him. Being tagged away. Can't quite seem to find anything, but he's able to land that. Now it's a 1v1, and Sunny going to take the fight to Neo. Neo wasting the time. Sunny gets the frag. I don't think there's enough time left, though. It's going to be close. Sunny, has he done it? Has he done it? 1 versus 2. Sunny's done it. Sonny, that was fantastic.
That was incredibly close. Looking like the time would just be whittled away by that T side, but Sonny will take the round. And now, well, the T's likely to just invest a bit into pistols, go for the AKs in the next. They could theoretically go for the double AK juggle around and try and force the issue here, but by the look of it, there we go. Just a couple of deagles. They'll attempt to do a little bit of damage over on the CT side. Already a couple of rifles picked up, although they do have the SMGs, and considering they should know that there is a buy coming in the next round, it's a fairly risky buy. We know that they're feeling confident. Oscar on the scout. I'm not even sure that's too much of a detriment to him. Although we do want to see which Oscar is going to be showing up. Is it the man who absolutely obliterates most teams? Be a little bit quiet. Just have to wait and see. T side, the majority of them at least, over towards the A side of the map. Bomb will be retrieved because not expecting too much in this round. It's all about damage. Even just getting a couple of kills will help them when it comes to buying in with the AKs in the next. Looking to try and damage to the economy. No armor, so this is basically acting as an AWP with a little bit more movement. Stico will find the first kill. It's that one man over towards the other side of the map. It will actually be Mihu to find one. Viali almost hitting the shot. Gets tagged by the scout. And actually a second kill comes in. This may allow them to cross over towards the site. There is going to be Rops close. And if he can catch Neo, that will at least deny the bomb plant. But they're doing a lot of damage. Somehow this comes back into a 3 versus 1. The Pistols never should have achieved this much. And now Chris J, he has to clutch.
A 1 versus 3 that never should have been. They don't have armor, Tom. How have they got this far? The bomb is going to go down. And now it's Chris J, 1v3. So many angles to clear. Doesn't have a kit either, but there should be one for him to go and pick up. Takes on in. Snacks holds down the angle. Mihu's in mid. He is going to get shut down. Snacks is there to trade, though, and that's the round taken straight back by VP. And that's a round that they never... Tom, they didn't have armor. I can't get over it.
They had 2 deagles. I think it was a P250. And that was about it. I don't know how they managed to win that round. And, well, Mihu's definitely got off to a flying start. 2 kills in the pistol, 2 kills with the deagle in that round. Let's see if they can carry it on. It's going to have to be the force buyout from the CT side. Of course, 2 rifles saved from the previous, and the remaining AKs bought up. Virtus.pro were only saving in that round, remember? So they've made a whole lot of money, and their buy into this round is nigh on flawless. And I'm starting to get to the point where, are we actually going to see a team win the first pistol of a game and not lose the anti-eco? That's now 3 maps in a row for us casting. Maybe we're just the bad luck charm.
Maybe, Tom.
Or the good luck charm for the other team.
Yeah,
let's take the positive, the optimistic route.
Exactly, but here he is, Robin Cool. He'll be lying away down in connector. Snacks is in drop. Maybe they're taking control along. You also have Neo holding any sort of aggression out from mid. Mouse, they haven't been too tempted to try it. Snacks about to have players come his way. At least for the flash, Robs is able to get him. Chris J does fall though in the engagement. Robs is still holding this tight. Could actually wait in the smoke. Biali's hopped down. He could get caught off guard, but Robs backs away. Biali just misses the timing. Oscar knows that he's here. The other 3 players starting to make their way up too long. They have to go for this play. Biali's able to drop out Robs. Now that leaves Stico inside of the site. 1 versus 4. Players coming his way. Biali's going to get tagged low, and Oscar finishes him off. It's a 2 versus 3. And Mihu's not looking too healthy. Pasha's gone down. Oscar and Sonny going to go pushing in. It's all on Neo. He gets 1. Nearly the second. The reload comes in, and Neo gets it done.
What's going on? These 4 spies doing so much. 13 HP, an extra bullet. And Sonny would have won that round. The question is there the temptation to just force again? Just give it another go. Try and break back the economy of Virtus.pro. Only 1 player surviving, and they are. They're going for it. The CT side are going to risk it. They're going to try and break back early. They know that there's not going to be a huge amount of money on that T side. They don't have a lot of utility themselves, but it didn't stop them doing a lot in the last round. They have a slightly better buy into this one. For the T's, they're looking to switch things up a little bit. A fast push to take over plat control. still leaving Neo on the other side. 4 smokes invested for the CT side, so they will be able to at least slow down a lot of these pushes early in the round. Nade, a little bit of damage, but not anything too crazy. And they're actually, I think they're holding all of them over towards that B side of the map. They're just going to keep control of the map, basically be annoying for Virtus.pro. Nobody really peeking out into any of the angles, not really looking to take any of the fights. Just trying to stop VP having one portion of the map, and if they are just going to continue to look towards this B site, they're just going to meet frustration as another smoke will fall.
Snax is going to be the man to try and secure drop. Drops on in. Two players rotated back through mid. It's going to be Nihu and Neo. The bomb looked like it's going to go ahead and make its way out, drop down, and then over here towards James. Sunny, he lies in wait. He's buying time. He has Oscar there to help him out. They are going to start to lose players down in B. He's fast here, though, and they're going to go for it. Luckily enough, Mouse have rotated the players away. You can see Sticko realizes the error of his ways. The only issue is he eventually is coming. He's over towards long. Sunny's wrapping around to join it. Damage here. Drop one. There's Sticko with the frag out to Pasha. Has the AK to work with. Snax is still in the back line, and he is tagged low. They're going to throw the AK up, so it looks like we might see Sunny go for the save. Just how much more damage can Sticko do? Snax still holding this angle. Mal's going to be forced to save. Snax doesn't want to risk going down. There would be an AK picked up for Mouse if he does. Sticko don't want to get to in time. He's third round 4 VP. Damage done, and for Mouse though, that risky force now leaves them in a bit of an awkward situation. They don't really have the money to go for a buy here, but then they've carried it weapons forward. It might just be a partial buy down of about $2,000, meaning they can buy up in the next round and then try and get work done. But no, it looks like they're going to actually go ahead and invest a little bit. Sticko has the CZ.
Just the 2 right now. Not anything too crazy. They'll give Oscar a D. He's saving all the cash he can just to make sure that he'll be on the AWP in the next round, which, of course, for mousesports is exactly what you want that man to have. And the one good thing about this situation is, okay, yep, they failed the force, but they're going to keep Virtus.pro honest. They're not going to allow them to build up a huge amount of cash, which they probably would have done if they had that eco round. We saw like Snax with a Mac 10, which didn't really manage to get anything done. And then in this round, they're just going to go for a bit more of a stack. Hold 4 players over towards the B site early on. They've left that one dig of Oscar in a fairly aggressive position. T's just looking to burst over towards this B site once again, and at least in terms of the read, they have got that spot on from the CT side.
Here it comes though, Tom. All the smoke's going to go in. Sticko set back. That nade finds some serious damage. This isn't the best it takes from VP. They have been tagged low. Boosting up rocks. Going to try and get it done. Sunny opens up, and okay, what's gone on in this round? Sunny's in with 3 massive frags. It's just Neo left. Sunny completes it with a 4th. And that one AK they carried forward annihilates VP in the push.
Yeah, it's interesting because the setup there from Virtus.pro was nice. Like they had the sidewalk Molotovs go down, just cleaning out absolutely everything of those close angles. But it's just Sunny on the site, and it is just the factor of this mousesports team. Individually, anybody can step up at any moment. Sunny is definitely one of the names on that list. He picks up 4 kills, and now you look, this is what happened. I said that the Virtus.pro side were being kept honest because of all these force buys. That AK has now sent them back to, okay, an AWP, 2 AKs, a CZ, and a UMP. And then in the next round, if they lose it, they'll have absolutely nothing and a 1900 loss bonus to try and wipe their tears away. So this is a great chance for mousesports to get right back into this one. You've seen how much money they've also saved because they've picked up 4 AK-47s and the AWP onto Oscar. So they're in a great position now. Of course, we've already seen them lose a round to a couple of Deagles and a P250. So I don't want to jinx anything because Virtus.pro, if they break back, they'll still be in a fine situation. But they've got to do something with this buy.
Yeah, now we've got Snacks on the AWP. Always interesting seeing him with it. He's the first one to go down. Anyone, of course, in this VP roster can pick that up, and that's one of the reasons that they can be so deadly. Been locked out of mid, though. They have done heavy damage out on a Sunny. But that's it. Neo, he's actually got a foothold here as he makes his way up through ramp. See, Rops is looking curious as he lies in waiting connector. They're going to go ahead and smoke that off, and now on the back of this, try and make the A play happen. Sunny, only 3 HP. He's going to go down to Pasha. Now Oscar's it long, and he's going to fall at the first hurdle. Rops is the first man on the scene. Going to get 1 and 2. So now he's made things interesting. More players coming his way, and Rops, well, he is finally going to get taken care of. He's pulled this one back. They made it possible for Mouse. Next goes aggressive. Gonna miss that shot. Sees it again. Chris J with 1. It falls to Bialy, 14 HP. And Sticko coming in from long finishes things off. mousesports, they're going to get themselves a 3rd round. Carries the AWP forward into the next for them. Nice attempt, but some missed shot from a few missed shots from Snacks ultimately mean the mousesports will be in with the 3rd, and that money now for VP is looking pretty dire.
Yeah, doing a lot of damage in that round. Of course, only 1 player surviving, but just because of the round before, where mousesports were pretty much saving and managed to win a round, their money's going to be absolutely fine. Not in the best of states, and we can see a small amount of investment coming in from VP. As they'll have 2,400 into the next round anyway. That will net them AKs onto every single player. Not going to have enough for an AWP unless they get a bomb plant. However, on the other side, this is where this deadly double AWP setup comes into play. Now, we saw it work wonderfully early on the day, but this is a shutdown, Rops, against mostly eco players or pistol players, but he just sprays down 4. Still not an easy task. The drop-down push, somewhat a classic of overwhelming a player and getting a weapon and getting maybe a bomb plant, but Neo's left with a P250 and little to no hope.
Yeah, I mean, you're clutching at straws for him to get much done. Sticko could provide an M4 for him. They're just going to go past each other, and Rops, the ace, going to come walking his way. You love to see that. The young gun from Mouse going to build that confidence up, and that's pretty scary. I mean, he's someone who, when you know, he kind of hits the ground running early on, he can be an utter monster, as is the case, you know, for a lot of the younger players. The thing I kind of like about Rops is usually, you know, when you have someone who is coming into it being like a young player, you see them like, you know, they can make these insane plays, but they struggle a little bit because, you know, with like the emotional side of it. With Rops, he feels very mature, both when you talk to and you see him in game. So he's definitely got that going for him. He's going to be down in drop, smokes it off. Onto the angle, VP, once again, 2 players over here towards B, 1 watching mid, that's going to be Neo. And this time, a bit more aggression coming in from Pasha. That smoke's going to hit him, gives up that he's there. He's actually stopped him from falling central. It's going to give him a bit of an angle to peek into.
Now had 3 of the 4 teams who've casted with an ace under their belt. See if Virtus.pro can make it 4 out of 4. Opening kill for Chris J. Attempted trade coming in from Mihu. He's going to be sneaking forward. Now this, as said, this double AWP setup that worked wonders for G2 and it's kicked off well. Drop control has gone the way of the T side, but it more seems like they've let them. Nice entry from Mihu, but a quick trade from Chris J. He gets his 2nd kill of the round. Now they're going to push out completely blind, but he doesn't spot it behind the plant pot. Snacks had an opening and won't get anything done. 5-3 in favor of Mouse. Money again, just not going to be in play for Virtus.pro. They'll be going for a few pistols. Yeah, here's the spray on Robs. There you go. So we've had 1 from Shocks, 1 from Nifty, and 1 from Rops now.
That's fantastic.
Now we just need VP.
We just need 1 from me. And just you wait till we get it. You best believe that when we do, we won't shut up about it. Here's Oscar to open up a block. The rest of VP. She's going to be able to get Sticko. 10-4. He can try and grab it, but it's been whisked away from. Asher goes down. Chris J and Rops find 2. It's just Bialy left. 1v4, Deeg in hand, bomb on his back. He's going to try and take control along. Chris J's there with the AWP. They peek into it. Chris J. A collateral.
Well, at least that's a little bit of extra damage done for Virtus.pro. It'll only be 3 players surviving rather than 4. But even still, mousesports have started to build up cash. They've got plenty of money going forward into this. AWP back in play, this time on Pasha. Well, you mentioned it earlier. There's plenty of players on this team who can AWP. But he was, at least before they changed players, he was the man that we looked to with this AWP.
Yeah,
in fact, he was one of the only informed players in the whole of Virtus.pro. If they won a map, he seemed to be at the helm.
Yeah, and that's why I was so surprised to see Snacks picking it up a few rounds ago. And now he got it back in the hands of Pasha.
I think it was because they only had 3 weapons, so it was just he could afford it.
Like that, Rops. He gets tag low, that nade does do a good job of reclaiming some damage at least. And Oscar does peek into it, but discovers this a little bit too late. Gets tag low, he's giving them a foothold. Rotation can come in for Rops, but he's tagged low as well. They have to be careful. It's this flank Sunny that could have made all the difference, but all it's done is give them a foot in the door. Now, man advantage taken for VP. They've slowed down. They're going to start to back away from A. Chris J. He's the one up on platform that could make all the difference as this play looks to come in. He's holding it with the AWP. Oscar's here at long. Does discover that looks like VP have vacated the premises. But no, VP doubling the bomb back again. They're trying to sell a double fake. Or maybe not. They're just going to go for the A play. They catch Rops off guard over in mid, and that's it. The signal comes in. They're going to start to push on up, and Oscar holding the cross with the AWP. He's the first to Neo. Repeeks back into it. She's going to offer himself up, but he does get the trade. He's been tagged low. Sticker going to pick the AWP up. That's the call to save, and VP, they're in with the 4th round.
Yeah, the wall saving Pasha a little bit there as Oscar pretty much had to make a massive play. They read the rotation a little bit wrong there, mousesports, thinking that they have rotated back towards the B side. Possibly a little bit of sound made by Virtus.pro, and well, they're at least going to make things a little bit more costly. The AWP goes down. T-side don't have a huge amount of cash, so if they do want that in the next round, they're probably going to have to go and save it. Although I imagine Snacks may be able to drop one in the next. Should that AWP unless somebody's going to be dead stopping. So yeah, AWP will be saved. He would have been able to drop one anyway, but doesn't really want to have that extra cost. And for the CT side, well, saving those 2 AWPs has just saved them a load of money. They had so much cash anyway. They could have rebought everything, tried to do some damage. Instead, they've just said to themselves, you know what? We're confident in the way that we're playing. Let's just keep the AWPs, make sure that even in the next round, if we lose, we can still buy anyway. And then we'll go into it and just try and win this round out and reset Virtus.pro once again.
And this is interesting. You know, VP, they've won that previous round. It's them taking the tactical pause, wanting to try and figure out how it is they're going to go into this. Double AWPs carried forward. They are aware of that. And I mean, you know, there were a few times in that previous round where things got messy.
Well, yeah, I think there was a little bit of luck involved. Of course, if Oscar gets that kill, it's back to a 3 versus 3. Also, if they don't read the rotation slightly wrong, then who knows what could have happened. But that was well played by Virtus.pro to actually bait them into a rotation over on the B site. Tactical pause taken. See if they can come in with something a little bit different now. Normally, with the knowledge of double AWPs, is where you'll see maybe a faster play out. Instead, they've set up Pasha to try and counter at least one of the AWPs. Again, we're going to see a bit of aggression over towards the A side of the map, but the majority of the contest will be heading over towards B. Nothing spotted as of yet. We'll see if Chris J actually goes for maybe a bit more of an aggressive peek with that orb. Drop control once again will go the way of this T side with Rops. Somewhat the lone defender. Has Sunny rotating into support. Actually, they are going to go in. Crossfire is available, but actually the shot slightly missed. Sunny is going to get absolutely nothing as Snacks doubles down with 2 kills. This leaves just 1 man over towards this A site. But then again, would you want anybody else?
Oscar's here. Mihu going to be coming his way. Mihu is going to fall. Pasha now has to turn his attention back out towards mid, and that nade finds a little bit of damage. He's going to be holding. Sticko about to walk on round. Pasha misses, and that is critical. Now with 3 players in the back line, VP. They turn their attention down towards mid. They're all pushing in from long, and VP, they don't have eyes on this. One thing they do have going for them is Neo. Balcony time. To find one. Neo in with the other. It all falls to Chris J, and he goes down as Neo cements that round for VP. It is going to be a 5th. There's still plenty of money on the board for Mouse.
Yeah, good hold in the end. It looked like they were going to let that one go, but double up in a retake, not going to be easy for mousesports, and it doesn't work out. Again, quick push towards that A site actually seems to be the way that they're finding holes in the defense, especially through middle. There's only really been 1 defender there, and that's twice now that they've managed to negate the position of Oscar and just have him completely out of the picture, whichever side he was on. So props to Virtus.pro. They're going to win that one with 3 players alive as well, so starting to build up a little bit of a bank, enough that if they did lose this round, they would still have somewhat of a bye. It wouldn't be ideal though, so they're going to want to win one a little bit more cleanly. And now, well, the attempt is to try and reset that economy of mousesports, leave them in a position where they just don't have the finances, especially not to go for this double orb setup, because this is now the 3rd round in a row that they've managed to buy it up. Of course, in the previous it was saved, but either way, this time they've gone aggressive into middle. There's been no real presence towards long from Virtus.pro up until this point, where we currently have me who just sat in the corner waiting for them.
They try boosting over that smoke bomb, so they double back. It's going to be a play out towards A. Sunny is to watch out. He's aggressive in mid. Rops is going to have to take this roll up of watching the play out from Connector. As Oscar's been smoked off, that forces him back into A. Rops is able to get the first. Snacks goes down. Bialy still waits here though. The 3 players of VP, they're out through long. Start to come on in, and Sunny on the ramp. He has to spot him. Who's missed him, and that's Sunny to find the frag. Now, the remaining players have to quickly collapse into this site. They do get the bomb down, but Sunny still a real problem for them. He's the closest man in mid. Bialy tagged with the inches of life. Going to get taken out. Pasha on the flank finishes off Sunny. 2 versus 2. It's Chris J and Sticko. Try and retake this site. Neo, he's spotted one. He hears the footsteps. He knows they're both here. He plays it round the heart, and this is perfect. Pasha's wrapping up from long. They're going to smoke it off. Sticko's on the defuse. Neo tracks him down, but he's not been able to find it. He goes running through. Sticko gets it done, and then Neo falls at the end. It's a disaster for VP, and mousesports, they're going to be in with the 7th. How has that happened?
Oh, that is just a little bit of luck that the spray from Neo just doesn't quite connect, and I think he just assumed that they'd tapped the bomb and walked off by the end of that spray. He thought, no way I've missed that many bullets onto Sticko. But that is now, again, the 3rd time in a row that Virtus.pro have managed to just get onto the site without really too much effort. They've avoided, I will say, it does look like a little bit of luck a lot of the time. Like a double stack towards long, they go mid. Double stack towards mid, they go long. It's just like they're reading them perfectly. And then, well, it comes close in the retake. Again, but this time it's mousesports coming out on top. Both teams spending pretty much everything they have to buy into this one. And this time Chris J does go aggressive, but Pasha has been waiting for him multiple times. Pop flash goes out. Sticko wins the trade. They've got to watch out for that drop down spot, but it's currently smoked off. So the teams can't really split in, so there isn't going to be a trade as of yet at least. Push going all the way through long from Sunny finds all the information necessary, but actually Tees are going to boost back out. And Sunny has to be careful not to overface in this situation and give a way for them to leave.
Yeah, he's staying near enough nearby that he can hear the rotations. All the information he gets is massive, and he can still come in quickly. If they make the plan towards B, and that looks to be the plan. VP throw in at the smokes and flashes. Sticko going to go down. Now it's Oscar on the rock. He's going to try and shut this play down. He's here alone. Him and Rops both fall. It's all on Sunny. And while he's hot on their heels, Bialy is holding down the angle. There should be no way back into this for Sunny. He's going to get re-smoked, and that seals his fate. Time will tick too low. Sunny starts to back away. And VP, they're in the 6th round.
Yeah, now the big thing for mousesports is what they actually do in this next one. They have Sunny with a rifle. Sticko and Chris J could buy up another couple, but it would have to be a risky force, and this is Virtus.pro's chance to pretty much get themselves the half, like get right back into this game. And over the last few rounds, they have looked a lot better. As said, sort of avoiding a lot of these players. Oscar with the AWP has been a little bit quiet so far. Like, they're just missing a few shots that could have made a big difference in the round, and every time seemingly getting overwhelmed. Either way, we get to wait and see whether or not the CT side are going to risk it, and they are. It will be the force buy-in. I'm not surprised by this, because they would only get 1900 going into the next round. They just won a round and lost a round, so their loss bonus is completely reset. It's not going to be a particularly good buy. And the T's, well, obviously they're going to buy into the next round no matter what happens. It won't be the best, but that's only if they actually lose this round.
Ashes had some pretty good success over here towards long. This time we're going to get smoked off. Once again, given control of drop, Snacks will take that all day long. The peek out from Oscar at long, though, going to go unpunished as Mihu does lose that duel. That's a gun down in mid, and you can see that Neo is going to be hanging around to keep an eye on it. Pasha's still just holding over here at B. Snacks as well. In drop. Has to be careful. Does have players either side of him. Comes in. Snacks takes the peek and does lose the duel. They're able to find Oscar down in mid, but that was the man with the Deeg. This man advantage. Ooh, gonna get stripped away from them. It's Neo. He's in with a second, gonna keep pushing up, and there's no brakes on this man. He's not charging in. He's in with a third. Rops has gone down. And Neo's made this interesting. Sticko and Chris J both rotating round. Neo looks to do it all. He's on. I was going to say onto a fourth. He tags him low, but not quite.
This is
Pasha on the flank. That could be the big difference maker. Bialy starts to rotate back around. He knows he's secured this bomb site, and Pasha is just going to hold. Flash goes in. He smites them both down, and Pasha, he'll cement a 7th for VP.
You know, very, very smart from Virtus.pro towards the end of that round, just allowing for the push to come in from Neo. He continues his fight. The bomb does go to sort of support him, but in the meantime, Pasha then uses the play that Neo makes to go and take control of that B site. Very well played from VP in the end. It comes close, but now we have to see a force buy once again from mousesports. The money has got away from them, the double AWP setup being so costly. Now, well, we'll see if they can do anything with the pistols. Their deagle play has been pretty good so far. Pasha is going to start things off again, the opener towards that flat position. No trade as of yet. There's going to be a bit more aggression coming out from the CT side as they look to try and fight things back. Chris J, in fact, pushing him up towards that deep smoke, and he is just going to take a lot of damage. I wonder if anything was actually seen there. He's just trying to really lurk around the edge of it. Second in face, he's got to try and go for something. Chris J does manage one. It's going to be a trade back. Sticko right on his last legs. Even smoke grenade, a flashbang to kill him at this point. AWP going to be thrown into a position where it can't be collected. A little bit of aggression coming out from Oscar as well, trying to find out some information if they're actually still over towards this B side of the map. And well, his luck really has been very, very low. Wherever he peaks, somebody pushes from the other angle. Mihu literally walks perfectly in a circle around his opponent and will now be lurking in from behind.
Yeah, this is big for either side, though, because Mihu assumes that no one is doing this big flank. So if Oscar gets there in time, in theory, he can shut down this whole play on his own, but it's going to depend on timing. If Mihu secures his opening frags before Oscar can get there, which it very well looks like will happen, this flank is all for nothing. He finds the first, and now it's 1 HP on Stiko. He hides, and he waits, and he's laid the trap. Now he springs out. He's in with one. Snax is able to return. It all falls down. Oscar and Bialy is quick to shut him down. VP, they're going to go 8-7 up on Cobblestone at halftime.
Yeah, really nice resurgence from Virtus.pro in the end on that T side, because it started sort of worrying. Okay, they managed to break back after the pistol round win for mousesports. That was questionable. As said, like anybody who's won the first pistol round of any map that we've casted today has then lost the second round. Not going too well. But then they streak 5 rounds together. They make a lot of money. Obviously, they won that round off sort of pistols as well, both teams with some sort of sketchy buys. It was the pistols for Virtus.pro in the second, which was actually just them saving. And then you had that one round with the AK of Sunny where that single AK manages to steal a round away. And we see mousesports build up a lot of cash. And that was the point where in my mind I was going, okay, now they run away with it. They've got the double orbs, they've got the utility. This is where mousesports just become unstoppable. And to be fair to Virtus.pro, they broke them down. They managed to avoid a lot of the AWPs. Oscar didn't have a huge amount of impact. In fact, a lot of it was with the Deagle. And yeah, now we're into our pistol round, and it's just a straight push towards drop, and already it's going to be a slaughter. 2 kills going the way of the CT, but Oscar with the pistols once again is trading them back. Pasha on the site has quite a bit of work to do, but Rop's tapping away. Oscar getting himself his third, and now it's all on to Snax. Overwhelmed. Oscar with the assist. Chris J with another kill, and well, he may have been a little bit quiet with the AWP, but this man is definitely still in the server.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you would have loved for a big Snax clutch there on Cobble.
There's never been one of those before, has there?
Well, no, just because then, you know, you don't have the luxury of saying the Big Apple, but you've got Kiev, and that is also a food.
The chicken
a
Kiev.
Chicken Kiev. So yeah, there's always that fact. It's the chicken Kiev, and Snax is hungry. I actually saw him having one of them earlier. So here we go. Good start. 4 Mouse, and they look to try and continue that. Mihu's already down over here at long. Rotation is going to be coming on in as Mouse. It is a blistering pace that they assault this A bomb site with. They've opened up with 2 rotations have come in, and now they've slowed down a bit. They know that there could have been rotations coming in from VP, but look at this from Pasha. There's so much well, information's one thing. You have to win the fights out as well. Neo goes down. Pasha's left 1 versus 5, and this round looks like it should be eluding VP.
Yeah, Virtus.pro not really investing all of their money in this round. They've saved a little bit, so possibly going to invest into either another Deagle in the next round to try and do more damage. Well, I say more damage to try and do some damage because they haven't actually killed anybody in this round. Or just save it for extra utility, which on a map like Cobble, we're already sure just how annoying having a smoke go down every time on plat is, and mousesports utilizing it quite well. So, yeah, I definitely can get behind them going for all of this extra utility if that's what they end up doing. For the T side so far, actually 4 rifles in this round, a fairly safe buy, but it's Chris J making money with that MAC-10, and while Pasha, unless they really do run very far out to look to try and hunt this weapon down, maybe Chris J, okay, that's fair enough because he's only got a MAC-10. But in fact, like Pasha, he can take Chris with it. He can, so at least that's 1 player drop, but I'm pretty sure Chris J would just buy another MAC-10 and just try and do the same in this round. Not going to be much investment. A P250 picked up for Neo. Same for Bialy. And actually, they're just going to juggle their Galil around instead.
So this is a good look from VP right now. I mean, they would definitely feeling a bit looking a bit rejuvenated at least right now with this roster change. Still early days, 9-8 right now, and a chance for Mouse to make some money here on Sunny as he turns his attention over towards drop. They're going to be going into a very stacked site. Everyone here for VP. Sunny slipped through. I think he was spotted. He doesn't know the Bialy's right behind him, and this is going to be Sunny shut down. That's the early man advantage picked up. Pasha's in with 1 more, and already VP are off to a flying start in this round. It's a round that they have no business getting anything done in. Of course, VP actually did this in the first half with no armor, just pistols, They managed to win a round. Right now they've got a 2-man advantage, and rotation's going to be coming in over here towards A from both teams. 3 players here for VP, or about to be rather, as Mihu pushes down B long. Rotation continue to pour in. Mouse, they're going to have their work cut out for them. There is only 1 man inside of the site. That's Neo. He has he's going to get burnt out into the open. That's 1 man dealt with at least. Snacks goes through, but Rops the boost employed. He doesn't find much from it. 3 versus 3 with bomb planted. Mihu on the Galil. Pasha's going to start to fall away. Looking to go and grab the AK. Well, rather not, actually. There isn't one dropped. So instead going to be going on a lengthy flank. Do damage. Bialy goes down as well. Mihu doesn't stand the test of time. It is just Pasha left.
Yeah. Thankfully, mousesports have managed to secure themselves this round. Pasha, as you said, is just looking to try and find himself an exit. Get one of these players as they push out from the site. Don't allow the T's to really make too much money. Now, the previous round was fairly clean. Pasha, he's going to get himself another one. That was an AK on the floor, but Stiko is there to defend it. Only 2 players survive, and considering what was invested in that round, that's a very good round indeed for Virtus.pro. And now this is where all that extra money can be spent. Snacks, it's worth knowing, is the one picking up the AWP. Pasha had actually the majority of the money. He had more money than his counterpart. I wonder, is it anything to do with spawn? Not particularly, no. So just on this map, it is one that Snacks used to pick it up a fair bit, especially over towards that long spot. So maybe it's just still going to be that same sort of dynamic of Virtus.pro, where different maps, different people will have the AWP. Early on, Mihu will spot out Oscar. Well, they'll spot out each other, I should say. And the T's, as said, they haven't actually built up that much economy. There's a couple of players, Oscar and Stiko, top of the board at the moment. Have some extra cash, but there is Snacks. Finds the opening. Doesn't have any armor, but just decides to fall back. We'll keep that early pick in favor of Virtus.pro. T-side still, the majority of them are around this area. Rops looking to try and play the lurk role as he waits over towards that drop-down position. It's a little bit of an aggressive spot from Mihu as well in close mid. He does have the AWP to support him, but it does look like the T's even still are dedicated to this A site, deciding very early on indeed, and there's 3 players currently waiting. And I like this from Bialy. Just in case all goes wrong, he's going to sit in that back corner.
Come the smokes from Mouse. It's going to go ahead and force Snaps to try and reposition. He gets a bit of a swap van. Struggles his way up. Actually finds Sunny. Sunny's gone down. Oscar's able to get one back, but in the blink of an eye, it's a 2 versus 4. Pops is making his way up mid. Neo finds him. Now it's Oscar. He doesn't expect Bialy. Late lurk in the corner, and that is VP in with a 9th round.
Solid hold from Virtus.pro. It did look like mousesports just from... It almost as if someone at the beginning of the round had just said, yeah, we're going A. And nobody wanted to deviate from that plan whatsoever. So, yeah, it could be a bit of a questionable one. Now, Oscar had so much more cash to the rest of his team that they're going to try something a little bit interesting. Now, normally you only see a Catalyst Orb over on the CT side of this map, but they're just going to try and see if Oscar can do anything. The rest of the team will invest into Kevlar. They'll have enough money to buy into the next round anyway. In fact, Stiko can drop another AWP if they desire it, and I think they probably will. So now the interesting thing will be not only, well, can they win the round, but how much damage can Oscar do? And well, there's the start. Pasha will be down. Again, every single player on the T side does have some form of armor, mostly without head armor, but it does mean every weapon dropped is something to be picked up. This time, though, the peak doesn't work out. Bialy sprays 3 down, headshots galore to remove the majority of this T side. AWP will go on to Chris J. Again, another very competent AWPer, so still a chance at least to do some damage, but Bialy has removed a lot of the danger in this round, and now Snacks homed in on that mid position, drops the bomb, gives Rops the AWP. We'll see if the young star can do anything more.
Yeah, he's back against the wall. Neo's discovered the bomb. Rops on in. He wins the first duel. The attention now up towards long. It's a lengthy flank hit from Mihu that could make such a big difference here. Bialy holds the angle. Rob's just focusing in, no one peeking out from VP. Mihu holding for the fullback. Snack's going to go ahead and start to push down towards mid. Rob's with only 20 seconds, just going to turn his attention to try and save. And that's why Mihu's here, to stop him from getting away with it. Timing's not great. Mihu looks over, does manage to find him, and that's going to be VP. In with the 10th round, a nice 3K from Bialy to get that one on the board. There you go, like, according to the loot bet odds, it looked like VP weren't the one that people thought were actually going to take this this first match.
No, that doesn't overly surprise me. I think if I was going to go for either of the teams, it would be mousesports, probably even in a 2-0. I think they're just, at the moment, they are the better roster. But Virtus.pro have come out fighting, and they've looked pretty good so far. They've lost both pistols, and at the moment, we still sit 10-10.
Well, in this round, Mouse, they'll turn their attention once again over here towards mid. They have Rops waiting over at B. Yeah, the flash goes in. Flash misses his mark. Oscar goes down as a result. Players pushing up through mid. Mihu still holds the angle, and Sunny comes round. Mihu finds him. This A-side take gets completely butchered. Rop's going to fall in drop. Leaves it on Sticko and Chris J. Pash is here. Not ready for this. Runs around the corner with the knife out. Sticko's there to help out. Start to make their way into B, but don't worry about Bialy. He just emerged from drop. Let's find good damage in through the smoke. Now, force Chris J back. He's got 1 HP. The bomb's out in the open, and Sticko back against the wall. Fighting for his life, able to drop Bialy. Neo trades, and now it is just Chris J. Oh, timing. Oh. This is such an awkward engagement. Hey, no! Snacks has gone down. Now Chris J's got 1 HP in the AWP. He's going to make some noise.
I like that. That's to fake his drop sound. That's actually quite smart from Chris J. It's a shame. I don't think Mihu's fallen for it at all. He's just going to sit in the corner. And how many times is he going to manage to jump past players? Finally, someone will put him down. A little bit of extra damage done by Chris J. I like the idea there.
Yeah,
but
I admired him going for it.
Yeah, now, well, the money's just not going to be there for this round. They'll get enough to buy into the next anyway. Virtus.pro now take the lead. And yeah, they've got the double up setup of their own. The thing here is, we can sort of invest a little bit of money over on the T side. I would quite like to see them just go for maybe a deagle or two and try and just make things costly. Because again, it is the same as the previous half. Virtus.pro just haven't been able to build up much money. They're still on the edge of being reset in nearly every single one of the rounds that they win. So a little bit of damage for mousesports could actually go a long, long way. And we've seen both these teams actually work wonders with what have been sort of force buys or saved weapons or even just small amounts of damage. So it's made for a very, very close affair. A very different story to what we saw in our series earlier on. Either way, we are going to see some pistols, CZs. P250, of course, for Oscar, as he wants to make sure he can buy up. I don't... Is he actually going to have enough for the AWP in the next round? I think it might have to be glass cannon if he actually gets one, so a little bit lower than everybody else. They've got some smokes. Only going to be one man initially over towards this A side of the map. It will, of course, be Snacks with the AWP, and now we do have Pasha on one as well. A deadly double AWP setup. However, it gives a chance for these pistols running in, but Mihu sprays them down. 3 kills. I thought we were finally going to get that ace that we were hoping for. It's not going to happen. Oscar left with only 43 HP, and Bialy will be there to close things down. Only 1 player lost for Virtus.pro, so now the money building can begin. Mihu has plenty of cash to make sure that he can buy into the next round, and now we do get that buyout from the T side, and there is not going to be an AWP in it.
Yeah, they're forced down to rifles. Money isn't looking great. Now, perhaps going to see a bit of a change from Mouse. They were quite fond of A. Realise it hasn't yielded much fruit. They know how to send 4 players over towards B. Sticko now joining them. This might just be a fast play. A set piece into this B bomb site. Rops is already up. And onto the platform, Pasha does lie in wait with the orb. Snacks peeked aggressively into mid early, and this might be enough to start taking rotations to come in. Yeah, Snacks is going to be rotating around. Pushed on in, but they've gone right past Neo. Now he emerges. Neo's in with one. It should have been a second, but Sunny's incredibly fast. Snacks and Mihu, the two players that were on A, they've arrived in this B-bomb site. The nade going to get rid of Sunny, and that makes this retake possible. Snacks going to get flashed in for the peak. Sticko rotating around for the flank in from behind. Mihu's hold. He suspects. Sticko's gone down. They have to check Coop, though. That's where Rops resides. He's caught them off guard from this place a couple of times now. He peeks out. Rops in with the double. And that is Mao's answering back with an 11th round. The only issue is now that reset is going to be looming over their heads.
Yeah, both teams, again, going to be in a position where money, restraints will be a big problem. Now, the CT side have already not only lost that double op setup, but Bialy will be down to just a UMP. There's only going to be a single kit, and even the utility is starting to take a bit of a hit itself. And we're going to actually have a tactical pause out from Mouse. Now, I think that's the majority of the tactical pauses we've actually seen today have been based off the fact of, okay, we've just won a round, but we do not want to get reset. And that has been a massive problem all the way throughout the day, that just getting that singular round and then not having the finances to push it forward. Now, if mousesports can win this round, they will reset the Polish side and pretty much lead themselves or put themselves in the driver's seat for the end of this first map. However, the same can be said for Virtus.pro. They have the chance to put mousesports back onto that $1,400 life support. And then, well, even when you look at what they've currently got invested in this round, it's already a bit of a problem. Interested that Oscar has 2,800 and doesn't give Sticko an AK. So I wonder if he's just going to lead the way somewhere, try and go aggressive. In fact, the whole team is, they're going straight towards B again.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're going to with all the smokes. They jump by, this time they check. And there is no refuge for Pasha down there. Man advantage taken for Mouse. They're going to be allowed to get the bomb down that wall of smokes. It's incredibly strong. And save call.
Yeah.
We're going to come in for VP, looking to try and keep all four of these players alive.
Yeah, said it at the beginning of the round. They don't have much utility. So actually a very smart call from mousesports to just go running into the site again. They would have known that they've done a lot of damage in the last few rounds with not that many people surviving, and that the economy wouldn't be that great for Virtus.pro. So yeah, a very, very good call. And I love that. I love the fact that mousesports, I like the idea in my head at least, that Chris J took the pause and then all he said was, we're going to do the same here and same thing again, and then just sat there for like the next 15, 20 seconds. Because that's what they did. They just ran straight in towards the site. They themselves were a little bit limited in the amount of utility they had. The one good thing here for Virtus.pro is that right at the end, Bialy has managed to actually pick up an extra rifle, so their buy is going to be nigh on the same as the previous round. If anything, they might have a few extra nades and maybe another kit.
Yeah, no, their buy here is pretty good. Pasha's the man who is going to take the hit. You imagine he can get dropped the UMP or Famos or something of the likes from Bialy.
I want it to be a Mag 7. It's Pasha.
That is true, and he can take that over towards Broken Wall. He has been playing there as well. So, bit of an iconic position for the man.
Yeah.
It is going to be the case, though, that the buy... Is it the
Mag 7?
Let's
yeah.
go. This is it. Pasha gets the Mag 7. The rest of the guys feeling comfortable as well. They have more
forget
utility.
that no one else can see this screen.
I know. They have they have more utility than what they did in the previous round, which is fantastic for them.
Kits.
And yeah, and they have kits across 4 of the players. Pasha's the one who takes the hit there again.
Takes the hit, not the kit.
He is exactly takes the hit, not the kit. He is not planning on defusing any bombs. Well, I was trying to build a more heroic storyline, but fine.
He's dying for his country.
And here we go.
What's more heroic?
Push comes in. Pasha's up close by that broken wall. He's going to be peeking over. Rops has been able to go ahead and take the first. And Pasha considers it off. You know he's got Rops all to himself now. Going to go peeking in, but the Mag 7 lets him down. Pasha does not prevail. Rops is still alive. He's going to go blistering into the site. And Rops in with a third. He's opened up B. Neo is the last one left. He does manage to deal with Chris J. Mihu's dropped Sticko. So now things get interesting. Rops is in the site. Flash goes out. Robs is hungering for more, though. He's sticking on Neo, and Neo shuts him down. They've turned it back into a 2-on-2, and Sunny, while he's in the back line, he is tagged low. It all falls on the new addition for VP. He's shut down Sunny. miHu 1v1, and Oscar wins it. mousesports, they're going to be on to a 13th, but it comes down to the wire.
And now the question comes in is do VP just force it? Like, do they risk it? Because they've done damage in the previous round. It's been a few in a row for mousesports, which is probably going to call into question. And actually, they're not. They're not. They're just going to save in this scenario. Keep all that extra money. Make sure that they can buy into the next. They'll get 2,900 loss bonus and have a pretty good buy into the next one. But that is 3 rounds in a row for mousesports. As said, they've got the MAC 10. Great performance coming out from Rups in the second half. Now tops the board. Although, as I say that, Oscar gets the kill and takes it straight back from him again. Playing the princess role in the tower. And the peek out from Snacks. Wow. Didn't go too well, did it?
No, it did not. miHu still over here at long. He's the only man left at A. While the remaining 3 for VP currently reside inside of B. Pasha's going to be sent back by the Molotov. Oh, they definitely saw you there, Pasha. He's going to go down. Bialy. Oh, everyone's blind. Bialy is certainly the most blind, though. And now it's Neo. Where's the peak? He's able to get one, but that's it for him. miHu 1v4 with the Deagle would be required. And what a way to break in the new recruit.
No pressure.
He's going to flash it, but yeah, he will just elect to say he doesn't want to give up anything, and he might be able to find something, one of these players hunting him down. Oscar is currently in mid. And he's got the AWP. That is a tantalizing prospect.
It doesn't look like anybody is going to be going his way. Now, Sunny did go down, but of course only had a MAC 10, so not really much of a save, even if he did manage to find it. T side, 4 players survive, so money will be built up once again for mousesports as they take themselves the 14th round. Now Virtus.pro will be back with a buy. They can afford an AWP. They could even go for a double if they really wanted to. It would limit their utility a fair bit. There's going to be a pause again from mousesports. It would be great if they just run into B again. Because that's all they've been doing. This would just be brilliant, just the way that Chris J's mind work. Almost, I would say this is Virtus.pro-esque, of just like, well, you're not stopping us on B, so we'll just keep going B. But we'll take pauses every once in a while to make you think that we're coming up with something new, and then we're just going to go B again. And then what I reckon will happen is it will finally get to the point where Virtus.pro go, fine, we'll stack B, and that'll be the round that they go A. That's just Counter-Strike. It's the mind games. And then the counter mind games of the mind games of those mind games. You look confused, Harry.
You just played your own mind game on me. Yeah, everyone else is playing checkers, but you're playing chess, Tom. You're playing backgammon. You're using the same pieces, but for a completely different game. And well, yeah, this round for VP, they've got the AWP on Snacks. Curious to see what he is planning to do with it. He's up on the fountain. miHu and Pasha. More of an aggressive stance over here towards the broken wall. They leave Neo over at A, all on his lonesome. And for Mouse, this time they have slowed right down. Not showing this B-bomb site any love. They've still got a minute and 15 seconds left to make their mind up, and they throw a whole bunch of utility out over in mid. That's been enough to pull a rotation. Bialy has headed around. Pasha's about to take the peak, and he's about to uncover terrible Ruth. He shuts down one before the trade comes in from Oscar. Now the rest of the guys start to hightail it in, but Snacks is still here on the AWP. Holds the angle. Gonna be Molotov away. They think it's clear, and Snacks is only able to get one. It all falls down to Chris J. 1v3. Bialy behind the rock. Gonna get taken out. Trades there from miHu. And VP will be on to a 13th round.
Yeah, double up setup. Saved again for this CT side. 14-13. Bear in mind, this is the map pick of mousesports. A very close affair. both these teams in the second half at least have been stringing rounds together, so if there is any level of trend there, then Virtus.pro should be looking to try and close out this map. Both teams with a few limitations in terms of an SMG. Money not in the best state for either, and by the looks of things, they're going straight back to it again. Rob looking to force the issue over towards his B site. He's been excellent at finding these opening kills so far. He's been slowed down by the utility. Mihu will start things off though, and it's Rops to go down. Now the push comes in over the top of the head. Bialy manages another. And the T side have had to just fall back, take the hit, and the CTs with a 2-man advantage to play with the rest of this round. And bear in mind, there is not a lot of money left for mousesports.
Yeah, that buffer that they once had has started to elude them. Sticko thinks he might find some more success over here at A. Still have a minute left to play with. Chris J's worried the again. Going to go ahead and shut down Chris J. That is quite devastating if you're Oscar, as now he has to try and peek into this. Rushes off Pasha, but Mihu's close. And Oscar's not ready. He hasn't seen it. Mihu's snuck on by. And he finds them both. Sticko and Oscar go down. Mihu makes the play. A triple for him. The hat trick to carry VP into a 14th, and that is now us tied up 14-14. Tom, there's a lot on the line. Do Mouse go for the force buy now, or do they play for the overtime? Let's not forget, this is their map pick. We saw in the pre-match interview, Chris J was saying that they're not expecting much resistance from VP. Changing one player is not enough to reinvigorate the team, and that this would have been an easy win for them. You heard Rob say so himself. It's going to be a fast game. The casting's going to be focused on us, and that has not been the case, Tom.
Yeah, well, you talk about one player changing the game. In the first half, I would say that was pretty spot on. Mihu didn't have a particularly good first half. Second half, he's 16-7. He's playing absolutely crazy. He's having some very aggressive pushes as well, looking confident within this Virtus.pro roster. And, well, who knows? He is looking very, very good. He's top fragger in the server, joint with Oscar. And Neo and Chris J are 1 kill behind, but we are just going to see some pistols invested in. They'll get 2,400 into the next round. The thing is, even with that money, like, they pretty much have to get a bomb plot. I think they have actually over-invested here, but by the looks of things, back to basics, back to B. They're going straight in once again.
Yeah, Rops, first person out. Going to be kept at bay with the utility for the time being. The rest of the gang here, that wall of smokes goes down. That wall of smokes that caught VP off guard so many times, but this time they've been thrust into the open. Pasha does miss that first shot and the second. That's given them a way in. Mihu tries to shut it down, but he gets nothing done. He's going to get rid of Rops at least, but there's still Oscar. He hasn't even made it into the site yet. He waits up top and drop. This is here. Chris J is going to be tagged back. They keep pushing in, but they're not ready for Oscar yet. He finally pounces out and drops Bialy. It's all on snacks. 1v3. He's able to get rid of Oscar, but Sticko trades. And mousesports, the force buy works. They're going to be onto a 15th. They're going to reach map point.
If you're Virtus.pro, you've got to be absolutely kicking yourself at that point. They do the same thing again and again and again, but that wall of smokes, they just can't seem to do anything against it, and then, well, that's a horrible replay to watch. Pasha just not able to connect anything. Mihu running through a smoke and completely missing the spray as well. That was a round full of mistakes from Virtus.pro, and
Are they doing it
mousesports
again, Tom?
are working with it well. Looks like early on they are. Straight towards this site. It will be the Mag 7 of Pasha, which is the first person to meet them. Lots of nades being thrown out. This time they're waiting for the flank from Sunny to try and catch him, but Pasha's caught one. He's got 2 with the Mag 7. Looking to take us to OT. 4 versus 2. Oscar and Rops, the 2 top fraggers left in this moment.
And they have so much to do. Neo's holding close. Oscar's going to land the no-scope. Bialy's been boosted. Snacks hasn't even left ramp yet. He's going to keep going aggressive. This leaves a lot of pressure on Mihu, though. And Rops is holding for any sort of aggression. They're weary that VP might try their hand at something unconventional.
He's got no armor. What?
Oscar, he's not moving. He's just holding the angle, waiting to see if they try boosting someone up. And like I said, they're expecting VP to do something unconventional here. They're ready to go on in, and Mihu holds close. Oscar's going to be the one to check the angle. Has Rops there to trade in the event he goes down. Bialy's the next one nearest. He's very far away. Mihu lands the first. All falls to Rops. He's going to get dinged. He's only got 11 HP. And now Bialy in the back line looks to try and shut this whole thing down. Snacks is the first point of contact in the site. There's only 14 seconds. Rops, though, he has dropped him. Bialy's at long. Rops flicks onto him, and Bialy lands it. We're going to go through to overtime. I thought for a moment there that Rops could have made that happen. But Bialy, he locks that in. It's 15-15, and we're going to see overtime in map 1. New look VP versus Mouse.
Yeah, they're just some insane level moments in that one. And well, if you just read, well, you can't, but I can, in the console, it says the mousesports currently have 0 tactical pauses left. I don't know if you get any more in overtime. I don't know how that actually works with pauses. I suppose it depends on the organizer and working for this one. I probably should know the answer.
You
but
probably
I
should,
don't.
Tom. You're the information bank regarding Star Ladder.
I don't make the rules.
You just break them.
I don't even really follow them either. Either way, we are back in to this one. It's going to be MR3 10K. Ready. Ooh, they're going towards A. It took overtime for them to actually switch the direction that they're going. Switch towards this site, and Rops has got both entries as he moves towards A. Spray through the smoke. Does a little bit of damage, but not anything to write home about. And while in the MR3 10K, you do have to worry a little bit on that CT side. However, Pasha quickly finds one back in. There's no flanking players from the Ts. But at the same time, the CT side are all coming from one angle, and by the looks of things, Virtus.pro have decided to just save. So, it took 15 rounds for mousesports to decide to run towards that A site. And well, props have to go to Rops once again, finding both entries. He was doing the same on Plat, and he does it again. Mousesports will be taking the first round of overtime. Now, the saved weapons will actually help quite a bit. They're going to be able to buy into this next round anyway. That's not a problem. The Ts, of course, in terms of money, are set for this first half of OT. You win one round, and that's pretty much guaranteed unless you're buying silly weapons. Like, for example, maybe like G2 buying 4 ops on Mirage. That might hurt you a little bit. But other than that, absolutely fine. And Virtus.pro, as said, saved a little bit of extra money. They'll be able to buy whatever they desire. AWP will be thrown back over towards Snacks. The question is now, do mousesports try and just grind out the A site? This is where mind games really do become massive for Virtus.pro, because they started just sending extra players over towards B. Like, why not? The way things have been going. And now, are they really going to just run in towards that B site again? It's slightly less in terms of players. Straight away, Rops is making that same play. 2 players over towards Long will be nowhere near the action. He's going to run straight into the Molotov and takes the head off Neo. Will he buy? Yes, he will. Summit, eat your heart out, but Rops at least got himself a kill.
Yeah, he's been so good in the entries, you almost don't mind. Pasha. Only close. Chris J, did he spot him? Oscar definitely did. Bialy's made his way in a coupe. Snacks is here on that AWP, and that's something to keep an eye on. Cross, Sunny takes the fight close. It's Bialy. They drop the bomb before he gets burnt out by Stiko, and now who left, he falls as well. mousesports onto a 17th round. They're going to win the second in OT, Tom. Look at him there. That's Rops on your screen. He has been just absolutely ridiculous at finding these entries.
Yeah.
He has kickstarted every single round almost on this T side for Mouse. And in the in the last 2 in overtime where it really matters, he's gotten 3 massive entry kills to actually get them into these sites.
4th on himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's really going above and beyond. But look at this, back over towards B. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They look to go charging in. It's Oscar this time on the entry. Ooh. He fancies stepping up. And it's Pasha who steps down. Man advantage taken for Mouse, and now they fall away.
For the first time
They're really keeping VP on their toes. Snacks has already started to leave this A-bomb site. Changes his mind though. Now he's going to go ahead and watch from Connector. 4 players now down in mid, and Rops still making noise and drop. The transition from Rops to on the entry to now selling this lurk over at B. The remaining 4 players. for VP. Look a little bit disjointed right now. They're spread thinly between the sites. They now go ahead and pull them all over here towards A, leaving Neo alone at B, and that's the right call to make, at least for the time being. Mouse, they've got everyone here primed and ready to go in. Bialy and Mihu going to take mid-aggression. Snacks is inside of the site with the AWP. 40 seconds left, the Molotov comes out. 3 players down long. Snacks doesn't have vision. That's the bomb drop. Bialy gets rid of Rox, having the second down in mid, and now it's Snacks. He's gone ahead and got 2. It all falls to Sunny in a 1 versus 4. He does find Snacks. That should be it. Sunny's in with a second, but 2 HP and 17 second left. Sunny's in with a chance, but that is it. He goes down. VP, they get a 16th round clawed right in at the end.
Yeah, no, it's worth noting how important saving those rifles were actually in the first round, because that is the one thing with sort of MR3 10K OT. You do have to be a little bit careful with your money still. It keeps that economic factor in the game a little bit, and if they hadn't saved those weapons, definitely wouldn't have had them for that final round, and, well, it actually does make the difference, because they managed to take 1 back. Now, moving on to their T side, of course, the halves have been very, very close with how things have actually gone. VP doing very slightly better on the T side, but not anything to write home about. And straight in. Now, talking of cost, this is pretty much, well, one of the most costly things you can do. A double AWP setup straight in for mousesports. They need 2 rounds, and they will take this first map. Their choice. Granted, I will say there's a possibility the Virtus.pro may have just chosen this map anyway. Of course, the third map being Mirage. I do think that if we go to that third map, it's maybe all she wrote for mousesports, one of their best maps. Higher margin either way. T side a lot slower from Virtus.pro. They're not just running into the sites. They're not just taking those individual battles that work so well for mousesports. A little bit more methodical in their play. They've got drop control. Rock waiting outside. 3 players actually looking to just split out onto the site. A couple of players towards Platt. He comes out, line up for Stico, but he'll only get 1. Looking for a little bit more. You got Rox lurking around the outside of the smoke. Manages to burst. However, the trades come back in with the T's coming out on top, leaving only Oscar remaining. And we talk about the cost of that double AWP setup. Surely his only choice here is to save. And I want to point out that the value of him getting a kill is absolutely nothing. So he's either going for this. I don't think he actually is.
Clearly feeling confident. Mihu's in the site alone. He's dead to 1 shot from either the USP or Black. Lines it up. Oscar goes down. 17 to 17. All tied up now. And of course, 19 is the magic number you're looking for to close this out in OT. But I'm going to be coming back in. The question is, do Mouse go for the double AWP? It looks like they're considering it. Chris J hasn't invested, and they will. This is a massive gamble. There's the potential here. If they lose this round, they've got no money in the
same either way. Even if he goes for a rifle, he probably would have bought up extra utility anyway. That just means they don't have much utility on him at least. So their double AWPs didn't work out in the previous round, and now Virtus.pro looking like they're going to take a leaf out of their opponent's book. However, the Molotov will at least slow them initially, and VP not one to try and force the issue here. To be a little bit more patient. On the other side of the map, we do have Oscar and Sunny just waiting, and Stico trying to find out a bit of info over towards the plat position. Once again, drop control. Seemingly a point of contention for VP. They like to have drop for these splits, and to be fair, it has worked wonders. We saw in the previous round just their ability to isolate one. Oscar will go aggressive and catches Mihu pushing around. So it is going to be a man advantage, but the hefty side of this push is still going to be in B.
One push comes in. Chris J's able to go out and find it. Now Sunny pounces in from behind in the blink of an eye. It's only Pasha left. He falls. mousesports, they go flawless. They keep all 5 players alive, and they shut down VP in that round. There's still money for the buy. And it all comes down to this. Pause called in from Neo. VP, they fought so hard to actually end up in this scenario. Now the possibility that they lose it in overtime.
An incredible first map of this series. Backwards and forwards, players stepping up left, right, and center. Top of the board at the moment is Oscar. Well, actually, Bialy currently second. 18 to 17. Map point to mousesports. Their choice. But at the same time, we had to see Inferno for Virtus.pro. Not sure what to expect. That was pretty much coming into the series as well. They've definitely shown that they are here to play. They're here to fight. They're not going to be a walk in the park. And while about the casting being one-sided, I don't think that's been the case at all. We've had plenty to shout about. The question is, can Virtus.pro make this map last just that little bit longer? Or will it be mousesports taking map number 1, moving on to Inferno with that advantage? Again, drop control will be the point of contention. Rupp's a little bit closer this time. He's been playing very passive, almost outside of drop for the majority of the CT half. Again, Oscar going to be playing in the same aggressive angle, but Bialy gets himself his 29th kill. Now they look to split towards his A site. Sunny is going to be close, looking towards middle. The split comes in through, and it's actually going to be Oscar going down. Another kill for the T side. Sunny looking to try and hold on, but can't do anything more. And now it's going to be down to the retake. Chris J and Stiko to stop this going to second OT.
Yeah, it's all on the line. Stiko starts to push on in. He's able to drop out Neo. And he just waits. Chris J in with the no-scope and a second Chris J! That is absolutely fantastic. He's pulled it back. It's all on Snacks. 1 versus 2. He's down beneath the balcony. Chris J is going to fall. To try and take it through to double overtime. Stiko, they want to win this out now. Snacks pops it up on top of the heart. He wins it out, and we're going to go through to another OT. I thought that Chris J had done it all. That was just fantastic. I wasn't ready for that, Tom. Mentally, I wasn't there. 18 to 18,
there was so
double
much to
overtime.
Flashbang, perfect. No scope, perfect. And then the flick afterwards.
I just sat with that. Oh, Chris J. He tried so hard, but it just wasn't. You know, I could have made a terrible joke.
Yeah, I know,
but I didn't because it's more than that, Tom. It's more than that. It's a double OT. What a showing as well from both teams right now. This is fantastic Counter-Strike, Tom. This is what we want to see. This is VP's first showing with this lineup. Their first lineup change in years. And it's looking good right now. They've taken this through now to a double overtime.
But this is where
I'm just on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, the pressure's on for the new man, though. Because it's all well and good playing like within this team, but when the pressure is truly on, overtime, second OT, can Mihu have the same level of impact he has in the last few? Now, mousesports, they're sticking with it. They love these double AWPs. They're going to continue on with them. Top 2 fraggers on mousesports and part of the top 3 in the server are the 2 AWPers. Now, it's only AKs for Virtus.pro. I wonder if we're going to see something a little bit quicker. Early on, lots of utility expended over towards drop and plat. No surprise, this has been where Virtus.pro have loved to go the majority of the map. Drop control, it seems completely different between the two teams. Like mousesports, they're very happy to just rush out plat or dedicate themselves towards the A site. Virtus.pro make a thing of taking drop almost every single time, and this man Bialy, currently 30 kills in the server, joint top, is one of the people able to take it. Looks for the peek in, and Pasha actually takes it down. Chris J. Pasha with a double entry in towards this B side, and a flank coming in as well, but they don't need it. Pasha is just going ham in this round. The biceps carry them through, and it's left with just Oscar. Now again, he's not winning this round. Let's be real.
No.
Getting a kill is worthless.
This time he's just leaving. He's conceding. As you say, though, Pasha, what a way. We know he's a fan of his protein. He doesn't just go ham, Tom. He takes the full pig. That was just unreal. A great start there into that round from him. A 19th for VP. And now, of course, we're looking. I actually have to work out. It's going to be round 21.
No. 22.
22, that's what I meant. Quick math. It's late at night.
21 for safe. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, that's what I meant. For match point at 21.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. Will they keep the double orb going once again? Pasha has actually been fairly quiet in this game, but that just shows that's what it is in overtime. Everything's forgotten when you hit overtime. It's all about those individual rounds. And they're not. This is the first time we're actually going to see mousesports not go for the double orb setup. Early smoke thrown in by the T's. Actually going to miss. Bit of a mistake from Virtus.pro, and that could actually change things, change the dynamic of this round. That was clearly meant to smoke off the speedway. Actually makes things quite a bit more difficult. Let's try and take the drop once again. This time they've got Sunny and Rops around this angle, because it has been such a point of contention for Virtus.pro that it is going to be a slight switch up. Actually, they are just leaving Oscar as the lone man towards this A site, getting a little bit suspicious. Looks for the peak, and Neo will take his head clean off. It looked like there may be a chance for a double up in the timing. Snacks is going to catch off one more. Now the second player there, Rops, we said he doubled up, so he's caught the rotation. The problem now being, is this even worth going for? Bomb will be going down. There's going to be nades throwing out. Chris J is running straight through the smoke. Bialy doing damage. Rops doing the same. Leaves it into a 2 versus 2. They have turned the tide. Pasha still on the site. Had a great last round. Spots Chris J. Misses the shots. Chris wants this badly. Leaving only Mihu left. Peek for one. Spots the second and gets both kills. Mihu clutching it for his team. We wondered if he would step up in this series. And he has done.
I cannot take this, Tom. This is fantastic right now. Mihu, the latest addition to VP. He had insanely big boots to fill. You know, I mean, when you make a change in a team like Virtus.pro, you best hope that the new guy lives up to the hype. And right now, he is doing just that. He clutches it out in the 1v2. And now it's 20-18 in favor of VP. The money is broken for Mouse. Triple AWP broken out by Virtus.pro. They're feeling confident. They're feeling fancy. And they're doing something odd. As Pasha locks down the angle. Both of the other AWPs currently over in mid, waiting to see if any aggression comes out. You imagine there's AKs back in spawn for them to go and get. Money is no object for Virtus.pro. Right now, Mao's sitting with 3 players inside of B. 2 of them just relegated down to these pistols as well. The AWPs here for Oscar. They're going to go ahead and take the aggression. Chris J does manage to get rid of Pasha. He was kind of the... yeah, there's an AWP there, and he was also the one who created a lot of these opportunities for VP in this half of OT. Now Sunny holding close in mid with the Mag 7. This is the first shot, and the second. Doesn't get so lucky. Bialy going to get rid of him. And now the push comes in. Rops, he's inside the site. He's been such a key player for Mouse in these rounds, and now he's going to step up more than ever. Chris J's in with a second. Rops and him both go down. Sticko falls. It is all on one man, and that is Oscar. Rotating in with the AWP. 3 players still to find. Snacksy tag low.
AWP doesn't have a kit. Smoke gonna hold him out that little bit longer. It looks impossible for Oscar. And it is. Neo will close the 3rd round. All 3 going the way of Virtus.pro. The resilience of this team definitely hasn't gone anywhere, that's for sure. You can take out one of the parts, but it seems like the new part has fit in perfectly. 30 kills now, 2nd on the board for Mihu. And, well, they need 1 of the last 3 rounds. All 3 have to go the way of mousesports just to take us to a 3rd overtime. And VP, well, let's see if they can just take this over the line.
Although critically, Tom, Mouse, they've looked really good on their T sides. There's no denying it. You know, now they're back on the T side. Chris J, he can be the man to decide what the strat is, but they're going to get to set the pace, right? That's the key thing. These fast rounds have worked so well for them. The only issue for them is, as you say, VP winning out all 3, they can't make a single mistake. All it takes is one big play. Max has opened up. Mihu's here. He shuts down two.
There it is.
Third. That's the big play we needed. And it's the latest edition of VP to get it done. It's Oscar, 1 versus 5. Pasha's flanking round from behind. And Oscar's holding it. Yali's going to peek into it. Now they know where he is. This flank from Pasha could be Oscar gets caught looking away, and Virtus.pro, they win map number 1. It took 2 overtimes, and 22 rounds for VP mean that they have locked it in. Tom, they get it done on Cobble.
And they win 4 rounds, all 4 rounds in the second overtime. That is impressive. And I was questioning sort of the resilience of the team. Like I was questioning it at the beginning of overtime. Like, will this sort of new player be able to live up to, like, not only the stress of getting to OT and having all of that pressure mounted on you, replacing a legendary player in Counter-Strike, but then you look at the impact in those last rounds. The very last round, he wins it for his team with a triple spray down. He wins a 1 versus 2 clutch on the site to take them that extra round as well. Mihu has definitely slotted well into this team. It may be the first map, but that is just incredible from him. Like, and he does finish top of the board as well.
Chris J was the one who said himself that changing 1 man is not enough to reinvigorate the roster, that they thought this would be easy for them. And they just lost map 1 to
Their
VP.
choice as well. Their choice.
Yeah, their map pick. Now we're heading into Inferno. That's the map pick of Virtus.pro. And that's where things get interesting, Tom.
Well, that's the thing, though. With any like great series that we've seen recently, it's normally one team wins their opponent's map pick and then the other one wins the other opponent's. Now, Inferno is definitely not a bad map for mousesports. The question is, do they have what it takes to sort of like come back from that? Because it's a very tough thing, especially in overtime, especially when you really... Like, I would say that going into this series, they are the favorite. The odds at least said that they were the favorite going into... Not by a huge amount, but at least considering it's a new player in this roster, they said themselves in all the interviews that it was a slump out from Virtus.pro. As you just said, they didn't believe that one player could make the change. So all the pressure is on mousesports. Like, there's a lot of pressure on Virtus.pro because they need to make a change and push themselves back up to the higher echelons of Counter-Strike again, but at the same time, now mousesports go into their opponent's map pick. The only thing I will say, I think if they win this next map and they go on to Mirage, I think that's theirs to take.
I mean, only time will tell. This is proving to be one hell of a matchup, and potentially, you know, it's still early days, but potentially we could be seeing a bit of a resurgence from VP. It didn't feel right. They were they were the Polish giants of CS, Tom, and they were sleeping for so long. But it looks like they might have woken up now. And I mean, what an event for them to make a comeback outright. You know, this is one, as you say, like out here in Ukraine, they're loved.
Well, I think other than maybe Na'Vi and maybe Dosia, I think it's probably them. Like, obviously Dosia's loved everywhere, so that's a little bit different, but they're definitely loved in Ukraine, and I know that for them for sure they're going to want to get to the point where their crowd is in the arena, and I'm looking forward to it because they've just shown that they definitely do have fight in them. They've, like Mihu, put in a shift. We saw a great plays coming out from Viali as well. He was doing a great job. The thing is, though, it's worth mentioning that on the mousesports side of things, there were some impressive performances as well. I think Rops had a really good performance.
Has been unreal.
Like, the entry kills he was getting were impressive. I think Chris J had a really good performance. Oscar as well. Like, the fact is, I think when we got to overtime, no matter who won that series deserved it.
Yeah.
There was no doubt.
Yeah, exactly. No, there was, and that's why this is so exciting. It's not like it was a blur. It's not like there was one team that blatantly deserved it. They are both playing at such a high standard. But that makes me that much more excited for VP. It's not like they're playing versus a mousesports that are underperforming. You know, no. This is a mousesports that have shown up to win this event. And VP, they're already throwing some spanners in the works. Now, the other thing that I love is that this replay package they've put, oh, this was unreal. So this like replay package that we have right now is so long because there have been so many insane plays across the board. We finally reached the end of it. It's like watching like a Lord of the Rings saga. It just lasts for hours, but we're finally there. And look at this. I mean, these guys did the best.
That's actually, that doesn't include overtime as well.
Yeah, I just think, you know, everyone stepped up. There was no one you can look at and we're just like, no, this was bad, that was bad. It has just been across the board, absolutely fantastic.
I think the next one should just say map best players as well. I don't even think that it should say worst players at all. In fact, there you go. We're not showing it. We're not showing it because there weren't
no
any
bad
worse,
players.
Yeah. Well, I think Pasha may have been the one like towards the bottom of the board, and in overtime we saw him run into the site, get 3 entry kills,
because if you're judging on impact, like there were rounds where every single one of them did stuff that stepped up. Tom, this is going to be an absolutely incredible series. It's still, that's just map 1. I mean, it's been unreal thus far. There's still a second one to come. That's going to be Inferno. And that is the map pick of Virtus.pro. We'll be back with that. Stick around till after the break.
LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
You still always a monster, Tom!